Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at what messages you need to receive from your Ascended Masters, and along with your Ascended Masters, of course, we also have messages from Sai Baba, who is just one of those greatest Ascended Masters ever. Of course, you have three piles in front of you. You can pick according to the feathers or the images depending on what speaks to you more. And if not, then of course, for those regular who make choice of plates, this is your pick. I'll give you some time when it comes to your selection, and then we start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've picked pile 1, these are the messages that you need to receive from your Ascended Masters. Now, let me tell you this, pile 1. The presence of Ascended Masters is very strong in your life, okay? So, maybe you already have a presence of an Ascended Master, maybe similar to Sai Baba, or the presence is going to be making itself known. Because clearly, as I'm going into this, I already get a very strong protection around you. Yeah, just stay tuned when it comes to that. Now, interestingly, the message for you is of cleaning out clutter. If something in your life does not belong, if certain objects, okay, I'm really talking about physical objects here, if they don't belong and they have a presence in your life, it is important for you to clearing out that clutter. Because what happens is, if you stay in the midst of that clutter, or if you have the energy of objects from a past experience that you feel has not been very positive, then that has an effect on your life, okay? So please make sure cleanliness and spiritual hygiene is something that you maintain and you clear out clutter from your life. And when it comes to your dedication, it has to be dedicated to one force, yeah? So the oneness is very important, because that oneness will actually help you ascend when it comes to your life a lot more easily. But clearing out clutter, especially things that do not belong, very important. Now, your Ascended Masters are also telling you that you have a very important job on planet Earth. Because what is happening, you are almost like a connect between the realm of heaven and the realm of earth. So it may be so that because your connection with an Ascended Master is strong, that you receive some ideas or you receive some messages that are useful not only for your life but for the life of humanity at large. And how can you play this role on planet Earth? You don't have to be anything different. You can just be a friend and help a friend out. You can be a colleague and help a colleague out. You can be a family member and help a family member out, or in certain cases even a perfect stranger, because you are that connect between heaven and earth, and you are almost like a messenger placed here on planet Earth. Remember this, you're meant to be different. Okay, your life experiences are meant to be different, and if you feel like certain choices that you are making in your life or certain choices that you want to make in your life will make you feel like you're very different, like people will be like, I don't really understand how this person lives, and it is absolutely okay. See, usually what happens is, people who are sort of a middle connect between heaven and earth are different, because clearly they have a super special connection with heaven, with the divine, and of course they are normal people like you and me, and that is absolutely okay. But different lifestyle choices, different spirituality choices may be a part of your future, is what your Ascended Masters are telling you, and you need to own it. So no need to feel shy, or no need to feel like, oh, am I doing something wrong? You're not doing something wrong. You're meant to be this way, okay? And that is why you're put on planet Earth. One thing you need to keep doing is keep learning. Now, for you especially, you should never stop when it comes to gaining wisdom. Every single day before you go to sleep, one important question for you is, what have I learned today? And this learning can be from books, learning about Ascended Masters, how they lived their life, or learning about spirituality, newer dimensions of spirituality. That is going to be important, because remember, you're meant to be a very wise person. Once again, you're a connect between different people. So then you are meant to be almost like an ascended master yourself living on planet Earth. So you know how important learning is for you. And not only is it learning, it is wisdom. So whatever you're reading, okay, make sure that you're storing it somewhere in your mind, because it is that stored information that is going to be very, very beneficial for you in the future. The most important aspect for you, pile one, is your friendship. All right, so especially in your life right now, if you have a couple of people who are very close to your heart, make sure you hold them close, because your connections are very important. And in fact, if in your life you feel like you have space for newer friendships, then of course make new friends. And when it comes to making friends, don't be open to any kind of friendship. Be more open to spiritual friendships. Okay, so once again, you may meet these people in online forums, in communities online, where different people come together to share their spiritual experiences. Because a spiritual friend, or even when you are in your daily friend circle, if you have this one friend who's probably more in touch with their spirituality, that is the person to connect with more. Because I feel like you need to be surrounded with these kind of people. See, your life mission may be different, there may be different, but just the presence will help you feel like you're supported in your journey. Yeah, so remember, your friendships are very important at this point of time. Interestingly, you're called towards a new life. So once again, clearing out clutter may just mean that you need to move. Okay, now this could actually mean physically moving from one home to another, or just making sure that you make changes in your home through interior designing, or just shifting your furniture here and there, or just in your life in general. It's almost like you're getting this clean slate. Life is giving you this chance of starting over again. Yeah, and when you get the chance of starting over again, make sure you're making fresh choices. Make sure that you're not holding on to experiences from the past, especially negative experiences, because you have a long way to go. Sometimes what happens is, if you allow negative experiences to have a space in your mind, you are almost taking away from your own future. Then the biggest enemy for yourself will be your own self. Yeah, so when it comes to getting a new life, remember to erase the past and embrace the new. Yeah, very important. Remember this, when it comes to your life, you need to make sure that you're appreciative of everything. That includes negative experiences as well. If you think about negative experiences, they've always taught you something. They've made you wiser in a sense, and that is what our obstacles are all about. That is what these little hiccups in our path are all about. They come to make sure that you evolve as a human being. So remember, every moment you have to appreciate what is coming your way, because what will happen is, the more you go into the zone of appreciation, the more things you will have in your life to be grateful for. So make sure you're not one of those people who are very ungrateful for the blessings, and are more appreciative of everything that is coming your way. Remember, this new life that you're going to be undertaking needs courage. See, to be the person that you're supposed to be on planet Earth is going to require courage. It is not a path for everybody. See, remember this, spirituality is not something that comes in everybody's experiences. It is usually the brave, and it is usually the one selected by God, who walk the spiritual path with so much dedication. And you seem to be one of those piles, or you may become one of those piles depending on your age. Because for one, pile one, it's very age specific for you. So certain spiritual things will happen to you at a certain age, which will sort of dedicate you on that path. So in your life currently, if you feel like you've not reached there, then you will get there in the future. And if you're already doing it, bravo, this is your path. Yeah, but remember, it is a path of great courage. Being a rebel is not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, we are different people, and own your differences. Be courageous in every decision that you take in your life, because not many people have the courage to do that as well. Now, one thing that you have to be super aware when it comes to your health is Pitta. Remember, when it comes to Ayurveda, for those who are not aware, there is Vata, there is Pitta, and there is Kapha. So the possibility that the Pitta levels in your body are slightly more elevated, or you have a tendency towards it. Okay, that happens sometimes, but make sure that when it comes to Ayurveda, the balance of certain things is important. So you will see an Ayurvedic master who will probably help you with certain medications which will help you get those Pitta levels in balance, because remember, in Ayurveda, anything that is not balanced is not good for your body. So Pitta element, just make sure you pay attention to it. And when it comes to Pitta, Pitta Prakriti has a tendency of being a little bit more angry than usual, or being a little bit more irritable than usual. So, just saying, if that is something that is happening for you right now, then that is the result of Pitta, not something different. Once again, please make sure, since you have Kuan Yin showing up, that you have a certain amount of compassion towards people, that you have a certain amount of empathy towards other people. Remember, if you're supposed to be a connect between heaven and earth, the possibility that you meet people who are suffering a lot in life is there. Even complete strangers, you'll find them suffering, and then it is important for you to make sure that you're being kind and compassionate at all point of time. Silently, whenever you come across a person who's suffering, say a prayer for them. A prayer, especially from your mouth, pile 1, is especially very, very strong. Your connection with the divine is strong. So when you pray for somebody, automatically they get what they need from the divine. So you have a very important job. So then for you, compassion is very, very important, even though sometimes you may not understand those people. Yeah, so focus on love, focus on being the light in somebody else's life. Just like Kuan Yin, if you want to meditate on Kuan Yin to sort of be a lot more like her, that will be of great help to you. But remember, in every person is a divinity. So when you pray for the divinity in another person, then they benefit a great deal, and then they in a way evolve or start walking towards the light. That is your speciality for you. Yeah, so compassion is very important when it comes to your life. One important lesson for you to remember is you have the freedom to be whoever you want to be. Don't let anybody shame you that you're different, or if your choices are very different, don't feel like you have to settle for something. You don't have to settle for anything. You have the right to be different, because honestly you're born to be different, right? So once again, I'm going to be giving you messages from Sai Baba for your life. Karma yoga. So once again, you have to be very careful about your karmas. Okay, so once again, when you pray for somebody, you are once again doing a very beautiful thing, and that is going to be a part of your karma. If you forgive somebody, if you have compassion for somebody, if you're probably more letting go of people, then that is good karma on your part as well. So even if you're helping out a particular stranger, it's good karma. So focus on that karma, very important. And along with karma, it is bhakti yoga. So for you, pile 1, your dedication and devotion are very important. Remember, I told you, stick to that one force, because what will happen is, the more connected you are to probably one ascended master or to one force, the power that is with you will increase in multifolds. Okay, see, when we are connected to one God, then that God becomes much more benevolent towards us as well, and they help us consistently. See, it is about that consistent connection. This is most important for you. So bhakti yoga and bhakti towards one specific aspect of divinity is important. So stay connected. That will help your own spiritual path a great deal. And remember this, in your life, as much as you help people, as much as you be of service to another human being, you will be given circumstances where you have a lot to celebrate about. And of course, this is then a divine gift that comes in your life. So remember to celebrate, okay? And you are going to be having a lot to celebrate in your future. You are a connect between heaven and earth, which essentially means that the light of divinity lies within you already. So find that light within, connect with that light within, so that the light becomes all the more powerful. And how can you feed that light? You can feed that light through chanting, you can feed the light infinitely through meditation, or any other spiritual practices that you deem fit, depending on the ascended master that you're connected with. Because remember, every ascended master has a specific spiritual practice, and if you're connected to Sai Baba, Sai Baba has a specific connected practice. Okay, so once again, that connection is very important, and that will help you proceed in your spiritual journey much more rapidly. So find that light within, and of course, if you haven't watched my previous video, then probably you need to watch it, because I've gone into great details when it comes to spiritual practices that you're now supposed to be dedicated to. Yeah, overall, these are the messages that you're supposed to be receiving from your ascended masters, and I pray, of course, to whichever ascended masters that you believe in, that you receive that spiritual ascension and you get the help that you need for your spiritual path to be easier. I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, these are the messages that you're supposed to be receiving from your ascended masters. Okay, and first of all, let me tell you this, pile 2, when it comes to your ascended masters, a daily communication with them is very, very beneficial for you, because what happens is, when every day we share our experiences with our ascended masters, especially the ones that we believe in, our connection with them becomes stronger, and automatically in the areas that you need help, that help starts to come. See, when it comes to ascended masters, they interfere only if you ask them to interfere. Otherwise, they just let you walk on the spiritual path. Okay, so you need to be connected with them every day and share your experiences for them to come and help you when it comes to your life. And your ascended masters, interestingly, are telling you that now, because of the awakening process that is starting for you, your level of spirituality is up already. So when it comes to your life, you'll probably realize that the upper world, the world of angels, the world of spirit guides, the world of ascended masters automatically call a lot more to you than when it comes to your everyday life or even in your past. Okay, so especially if you feel like your connection with angels is becoming stronger, it is a very natural thing to happen. So if you feel like your connection with especially one spiritual guide is becoming stronger, or a spiritual guide reveals themselves to you, that is very, very natural. Okay, and it is supposed to be a part of your natural progression. So you're doing really well already, and then develop that connection. Very, very important. Now, your ascended masters are also telling you that it is important for you to work on low self-worth, or if your self-worth is something that you question all the time, if you question whether you're good enough to walk the spiritual path, or if you question even if you're good enough on an everyday basis, see, the very fact that you've reached here and the very fact that you are now going to be able to have a consistent communication with spirit guides and angels in itself deems you more worthy than usual. So remember to know in yourself, to have that firm belief that you're good enough and that you've reached your point here on the basis of the spiritual efforts that you've made. Okay, that self-realization is very important. Now, your spiritual guides and your ascended masters are also telling you that when you focus on the beauty of the world. Don't look at what is wrong with the world, because you're going to be finding 100 reasons that are going to be wrong with the world, because the state of the world is such. But if you make sure that you're keeping your mind towards beauty, you will only see beauty, and that is something that you're supposed to be training yourself for. Okay, so every day if you can wake up a little bit early, that'll be great, and especially morning sunrise, that is beautiful. Wake before the sunrise, give some time for meditation, and just sit and look at the beauty of the universe, because everybody else is sleeping, and that is a sacred hour. Yeah, and which is why I always stress morning meditations. Okay, it is a sacred hour, so connect with that sacred element and the sacred energy that is present. And remember, the energy of ascended masters is at their strongest starting from 3:30 at night. So anytime if you've woken up organically at 3:30 or later than that, it is your ascended masters telling you to wake up. So don't be lazy when it comes to that. Remember, at this point of time, your job when it comes to your relationships is that of acceptance. See, your family, your friends are different. They are different souls, okay? They cannot be like you because obviously you are in a different realm entirely. So your job is to just lovingly accept who they are and not try to change them. If they were meant to be a different human being, they would be created that way. Of course, if you want to help them out, it's great, but don't try to correct them at every point of time. It will just lead to resentment in your relationships and then build up relationship karma. Even if sometimes it is constructive criticism that you want to give them, don't. Yeah, very clear when it comes to that. And moving forward, your ascended masters are also telling you that your communication with animals is going to be stronger. Once again, if you have a pet already, focus on building a relationship with them, because your pet will teach you a lot more is also coming through. And of course, if you can work in shelters, animal shelters, taking care of animals, that is somehow a part of your life purpose, do that. And if you want to get a pet, try and adopt one instead of purchasing one, if that makes sense, because you'll sort of spiritually then build a stronger connection, because then that will be a pet that is placed in your path by the divine. Yeah, animal communicators, I feel like I may find a lot of you here in pile 2. And the higher powers are now consistently communicating with you, and they're communicating with you through your own mind. So you may get inspired ideas, and to make sure that that communication is constant, meditation needs to be a priority for you. See what happens, when it comes to meditation, you get this huge light of energy that comes via your top chakra, your highest chakra, then that enters your body, and then once again you feel a lot more better physically as well. Once again, this is like cleansing that happens. So any bodily illness or any bodily imbalances via that meditation tends to go away as well. Yeah, spiritual downloads come in multifolds. So once again, that connection with the higher power consistently is important for you. It shouldn't be like one day you're meditating and next 5 days you're like, I'm not going to be doing that. That's not going to work, okay? Because when it comes to a spiritual life, a certain kind of constancy is important. Yeah, and especially when it comes to connection with divine, you cannot be lazy. Remember, if you have a tendency of worrying a lot, and I know for a sure pile 2, you guys are chronic worriers. Anxiety is something that a lot of you suffer for, and that anxiety is something that you have to consistently work on. And how does that anxiety come up when it comes to you? You constantly think about things that can possibly go wrong, and which is why the very first thing that was told to you is look at the beauty. Look at the possibility of success. Look at everything that you can do right in your life instead of everything that you can do wrong or things that could go wrong. Yeah, so transform that worrisome thought. The transformation is in your own hands. So nobody external is going to help you when it comes to that. Now, remember something, money is going to be coming in very strongly in your life. And when money comes in, a person sometimes gets distracted from their spiritual path, because then they focus on, oh, how much money I can grow, how much I can have when it comes to my material life, how much of luxury can I accumulate. I am not against leading a luxurious life, that is great, but if luxury or money takes you away from your spiritual life, or maybe the only reason that you're consistent in spirituality, or you have a career that is spiritual in nature, you may be a tarot card reader yourself, you may be an energy healer yourself, but if you are in that profession to make money, then you're just going to take yourself away from a lot of blessings. Anytime a person is in a spiritual career, the focus has to be on how much good I can do to the world. Because when you focus on doing good, then divine store of money and abundance is open towards you. But if you're going into career with these natures, thinking that I'm going to be making money out of people, short way to take that blessing away from your life. Okay, so think about well-being of other people rather than what goodness you can do towards yourself. And This is so interesting. I believe it was for your pile that we had Hanumana last time, and now you have, Goddess Sita. And of course, the path of both has been sincere devotion to Lord Rama. So, once again, your path is that of sincere worship to one God or an ascended master. So, when it comes to sincerity, you have to remember Goddess Sita is like the epitome of sincerity, even though she had to face certain hardships because of, the position of Lord Rama. She did not complain about it. She was happier to even leave the palace and then go and live in, a forest along with her two children and still be dedicated to Lord Rama. That is the level of dedication that spirituality expects of you. When you sort of, try to emulate her example, you will automatically realize that a lot of spiritual blessings come in your life. It is the dedication that matches the most amount of blessings. So once again, remember the example of Goddess Sita and Lord Rama as well. So once again, for my friends who are married, okay, now this is a specific message. It is important then for you to treat your spouses right. If you are like, I'm the most spiritual person ever, but you have this tendency of treating your spouses unfairly, or criticizing them constantly, or probably being at loggerheads with them constantly, then you are probably not on the right path. So even if you have a disagreement, just leave it and leave it to God. Yeah, but don't be the reason why you hurt somebody else's feelings. See, how much you have hurt the person and how deep the wound goes is something that you will never understand. That is only something the divine will understand. So you cannot be a divine soul who's on a spiritual process and at the same time hurt somebody infinitely. Be careful. Yeah, just a warning. And when it comes to your life, remember to be of faith, a person of faith. So when it comes to a person of faith, they're not afraid to put their heart and soul into something that they believe in. So if you want to do something specific in your life, do it, but do it with faith. That faith is what is most important when it comes to you. And remember, you're also earth angel. So your job, once again, you had animals, taking care of animals, working with animal shelters, working with environment, environment. Lot of groups actually need people who can assist them. So if you can join one of those environment groups, that will be beautiful. Have a garden for yourself, have plants, and plants are the future of humanity. Because anytime you plant a plant, for example, if you're planting a mango tree, and generations after you, every time a person picks up a mango from the tree, you're going to be benefiting from it. Because not only do human beings eat from it, birds eat from it too. You have animals who will eat it. So once again, you're going to be getting those blessings. So environmentalist, being an earth angel, protecting nature, animals, very very important part of your life's purpose. Yeah, I'm going to give you messages from Sai Baba. Love your true self. Remember, you had a message already. You're supposed to be accepting who you are as an individual. You're supposed to be falling in love with your story, no matter what that story has been. Yeah, we've all made mistakes in our life, but mistakes don't mean that we are not worthy of love. We are. We are all the more worthy, in fact. And when it comes to your life, do not give up. Sometimes for you, pile 2, what happens is certain things are like obstacles on your path, or you struggle with certain things, but that are your test. It is life testing you. Are you worthy of more spiritual progress? Are you worthy of proceeding to the next level? So when these tests come, you need to stand up strong and persevere on the path. And everything that is happening is conducive to your spiritual growth. I told you, now your connection with angels are going to be strong. Your connection with ascended masters are going to be strong. Your connection with your spirit guides are going to be strong, and that is infinite level of spiritual growth right there. Yeah, so it is happening for you. You just have to realize that it is happening, and miraculous things will happen when it comes to your life, pile 2, and especially when it comes to your spiritual life. That is actually true. So be consistent when it comes to your practice, okay? Because consistently, if you keep doing things that you're doing, the rewards are infinite. And especially if you have a guru who is guiding you, under his guidance, the kind of growth that you'll be having are going to be magnificent. Now, there was a question that was put to me in the comment section a couple of days back. Before I could answer it, the comment was deleted somehow. But please understand this. When it comes to searching for a spiritual guru, Preferably search for an enlightened master. There are multiple enlightened masters who are now available on planet Earth. People who've realized God on their own. And somehow, you should probably speak to your parents about it, or speak to people who already more aware of these things, or in a temple or in a mosque. It's very easier for you to be connected with those people. Yeah, because those are the people who are best spiritual guides and gurus who can help you on the path. Because remember this, only a person who's God realized can help you and guide you individually when it comes to your life. Okay, see, remember this, when it comes to my delivering messages out here, anytime I am in doubt, I go back to my guru and ask for clarification. Yeah, because that is the role of a guru for you. If you're guiding people and if you have a guru with you, your power is that much more, because then that guru has the power of God in their life already. Yeah, so that is the role of a guru, an enlightened master. That is the only person worthy of being a guru. And if you have that desire in your heart, that burning desire, okay, that I want to find a guru, I want to find a guru, the person who is meant to be a guru will be placed in your path. Make no mistake, it has happened. I only had the desire to find it, and it's almost like a miracle that I met this person. So exactly that is going to be your experience. The fire has to be in you to find this person, and you will find them. Okay, that is the only way to find a guru. There's no other way. Okay, because it is in the end a divine who will put you in contact with people who are supposed to be your guides. It works no other way. Yeah, so that's the answer for this particular question. But yeah, overall, these are the messages that you're supposed to be receiving from your Ascended Masters Pile 2. And of course, as I wrap this up, I'm going to be leaving you with nothing but my best wishes. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, these are the messages that you're supposed to be receiving when it comes to your Ascended Masters. Alright, now first of all, for you pile 3, the message here is that the path for you is that of surrender. So when you find an Ascended Master that you connect with really beautifully, and that is the Ascended Master for you, surrender to them unconditionally. Because when you surrender, especially to an Ascended Master, say for example you have Sai Baba, you have multiple Ascended Masters depending on the culture you belong to, your surrender is enough. The rest of the job then is that of that Ascended Master or the teacher to help you progress in your journey. Yeah, so make sure you surrender on the path to that Ascended Master is the message for you. And interestingly for you, in your spiritual practice, drumming is a practice that will help you a great deal. Now, once again, if you can actually purchase like a physical drum, that will be of great assistance to you. It will help you ground your energies. And consistent drumming, tends to have that effect of putting you in trance. And when it comes to going in trance, then, automatically you receive the messages that you're supposed to be receiving. So once again, if you cannot purchase like a physical drum, there are a lot of videos on YouTube that put you in that alternative states as well, and I've used them myself, so I know that they work. Okay, but drumming is a practice that you're supposed to be taking up when it comes to your spiritual life. And remember one thing, your intentions in your life are most important. So when you have an intention that I want to make material progress, you are going to be taken in that direction. But if your intention is I want to make spiritual progress in this lifetime, and I want to ensure that I connect with the divinity in this lifetime, and I'm sure this is my last birth, it is that intention that will take you where you're supposed to be. Remember, in everything, your intention is what is going to take you to the place that you belong to in your life. And along with your intention, it is also the power of attraction. So use the law of attraction in your life when it comes to bringing anything to you. Yeah, so once again, when it comes to the law of attraction for you, especially pile 3, because you guys are very advanced souls, sometimes what happens is the things that you think about, you don't even have the intention of attracting it towards you, but it gets attracted. So when it comes to this state of attraction, be conscious that you're attracting it, because even those negative thoughts tend to come true when it comes to your case. It just means that you're very powerful as beings, because this is something that happens to very few people. Yeah, so be slightly more careful about that. Once again, if you have a tendency of working with angels, or if there is somebody out here who consistently talks to angels, then the angels are listening to you. Okay, that's just a message for people who are already in that direction. Yeah, and remember this, your job on planet Earth is to heal a lot of others. But before healing others, healing yourself is very important. So when it comes to healing yourself, it is not something that you do, once in 10 days or once in 15 days. Every single day, you have to make sure that your energies are healed. And once again, spiritual cleanliness is important, intentions are very, very important, and food is very, very important for you. And once again, the message of food has been very consistent, so please pay attention to it slightly. Because what happens is, when a person is at as an advanced level as you are, then that healing process for them becomes very important. Because when a person is even in your physical presence, they benefit from you, and then sometimes your energy then can get affected because of that, because of which you have to be very careful. And every time you step off the house, please imagine you have a spiritual layer of protection around you. Working with Archangel Michael for you is a practice that has to be consistent, because then he'll be able to cut out energy cords that don't belong or have attached without you knowing it. That tends to happen a lot with people who are very, very spiritual in nature. Yeah, so be careful of these things because they're very important. And since this is a message from a ascended master, the message is all the more important. Yes, cleaning up. So when it comes to cleaning up, it is a lot of areas for you. So once again, if you have a tendency of procrastinating or thinking that I'm going to be doing it tomorrow, that tomorrow never comes. If for you something has to be done, it has to be done today, it has to be done immediately. So especially if you've been postponing cleaning your cupboard for a very long time, you've been postponing cleaning up things or washing some clothes for yourself, then don't do that. Okay, don't keep things for the future. Cleaning up has to be taken very, very seriously. Yeah, because that affects your own vibe, that affects your emotions, it affects your life. So important. Remember this, pile 3. Life's challenges are a very normal part of human experience. So if in your life you go through something like that, it's not like it's only happening to you. It may feel like it's only happening to you, but yeah, of course, your lessons sometimes tend to be a little bit more tough than always, but it is because you're an advanced soul. And for you, this is easily your last lifetime. So remember, when it comes to life's troubles, focus on the brighter side. Focus on how many times you've had to face these obstacles and you've overcome them. And remember, after every difficulty, there is ease. That is a promise that has been given to you from the divine, and the relief that you seek always comes to you. So remember this, every time a hardship shows up, when you are on a spiritual path, it becomes the job of your creator to bring you out of that mess. Remember this, especially important when it comes to you. After every challenge, you will be given a relief. Now, intentions are the key part of your future, pile 3, because once again, you're very powerful manifestors. But when it comes to anything that you want, just thinking about it or placing an intention is not enough. You have to take steps towards it. Now remember this, you can come here and watch my video every single day. I'm more than happy to have you with me, of course. But if you're not working on anything that I'm telling you, how is it going to help your life? If I tell you every single day you're supposed to be meditating, after you watch my video, you forget all about meditation and you come back and listen to me telling you the exact same thing again. How is it going to be benefiting you? Okay, so this plays in everything when it comes to your life. If you want something, take steps towards it. Because when it comes to spiritual practice, unless you move, things don't move. Okay, keep that in mind. Even when it comes to your practical life, if you want to pass an examination, you have to study, otherwise it doesn't work out. So steps on your part, most important. And remember, you're preparing for a journey that is similar to the journey of Buddha. And the journey of Buddha, of course, worked through meditation. So once again, I repeat myself here, meditative practices are important. Along with that, if you can include some kind of breathing practices, deep breathing practices, that will be good for you. But most importantly, you have to work on your mind. Stillness of your mind. Okay, so don't sort of get harrowed by little things happening to you here and there. See, if you get irritated by every rub that comes your way from the divine, you're never going to become that diamond. It's like a very, very famous saying. See, the Buddha became Buddha because of his experiences. He saw people suffering, he took action towards it, and he became the Buddha. So that action on your part is very important, and mostly every single day making sure before you go to sleep your mind is calm is important, because with a calm mind you go to sleep, you're going to be waking up refreshed. And if you go to sleep listening to things on the radio, or just going through YouTube videos after YouTube videos, your mind is not going to be calm, right? It's going to be restless. And restful sleep, very important. Calmness of mind, very important. So stilling your mind has to be a consistent practice when it comes to you. And the reason why I'm telling you a lot of these things today is because you're becoming more sensitive, and of course because your level is increasing every single day, as we've seen in our previous video. You are a healer, but you're also healing yourself every single day, so that is a increased level of sensitivity. So when it comes to increased level of sensitivity, you have to ensure the things that you include your life are things that support your sensitivity. Stay away from harsh chemicals at this point of time. Stay away from things that are not natural at this point of time, especially even when it comes to your clothing, okay? Things that are like derived from more natural ingredients. For example, cotton. Cotton comes from, of course, like a cotton plant. These kind of clothes, they'll be much more beneficial for you. Again, avoid any relationships that are harsh or who make you feel like you're like the worst person on planet Earth. Stay away from those people, because of course you're going to be getting more sensitive, and honor that sensitivity. It is because you're sensitive, you have this place that is so important on planet Earth. You, by being you, are going to be helping people in the future. So of course sensitivity becomes the most important trait to have. So it's not sort of a disadvantage from you, it is actually an advantage. A lot of people give a lot of importance to green Tara, goddess green Tara. She's fabulous, but white Tara is like infinitely more of a different kind of being. I won't say advanced because it's not fair to compare, but she's a very different kind of being, and it's just right for you to attract her when it comes to your life. Okay, so anytime you feel like you want to sort of honor that sensitivity with you, you can of course get into connection with white Tara. Of course your connection with Buddhism may also be strong, or your connection with Sufism may also be strong for you. So if one of these paths calls to you, it is very natural that you go in direction, because that is sort of your lineage is what I'm seeing for you. And remember, I told you your connections with angels may be more strong than others, and if you're already talking to them, they're listening to you, they're listening to everything that you communicate with them, and any dreams that you have in your life or any emotions that you have in your life, they listen. Okay, so keep talking to them, very, very important. And of course we are going to be taking messages from Baba. Let's see what Baba has to say. Remain centered. Once again, keep making sure that your mind is calm. Yeah, your mind is not restless, because sometimes for you, pile 3, your mind gets restless. That needs to be centered. Remember, kindness is something that is very important for you, and not being judgmental towards other people is very important for you. Yeah, so for that, remaining centered is the only way possible that this happens. And once again, you had the card of compassion. Remember to be compassionate towards other people. Once again, you have to be sensitive towards the needs of other people to do the job that you're supposed to be doing, and Buddha and compassion are synonymous to each other. So once again, you're going to be walking the path of Buddha, you're going to be walking the path of compassion. So then make that a practice for yourself every single day. And yes, once again, in serving others, you serve me. So once again, the divine is telling you, for you, compassion is important, because you're supposed to be serving others. You're supposed to be helping others in their life to make their life simple, or just to be a blessing in their life on your own. Once again, the path of Buddha. Buddha served with a compassionate heart and served infinitely. And remember, even years after the death of Buddha, Buddha lives on. Yeah, that's important. And remember, in your path, if you feel like you're afraid, sometimes Baba is here to tell you there is no need to be afraid. When it comes to your everyday life, when it comes to your spiritual life, Baba is your protector. So when you have a protector like him, what else remains? Yeah, I'm going to be leaving you with that. Remember, pile 3, you are having a team of spiritual supporters around you. This includes angels, this includes your ascended masters, and of course a lot of forces that are unseen to your eye right now. Yeah, but you're being supported in everything. That is the only thing that you need to take away from here today. Your ascended masters are in your life assisting you every day, and your job is to assist people in return. Yeah, I'll leave you here with nothing but my best wishes and lots of prayers for your path ahead. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.